In this video I'm going to show you how I prepare plastics for them to be painted on using trade text. So let's go ahead and get started. Like any other project, you want to clean it off first, no grease, and of course you want to sand it. So I'm using 400 grit sandpaper. I've tried other heavier grits, but they leave marks, and I've also used higher grits, but they don't really do the job and the paint does not stick. So I found out that 400 really works. After wet sanding, go ahead and dry it, making sure and double checking to make sure there's no glossy areas. If there is, that means you need a little bit more sanding on there. Otherwise, whatever paint you put on there is gonna flake off and it's just gonna fall out. As you can see, I found some areas in my controller, so what I did is I went back and scuffed those areas up. I went ahead and then washed it after that, dried it, and then just double check that there's no glossy areas. After you're done sanding, go ahead and wash it, dry it, and prepare it for the next step. After the item is dry, go ahead and wipe it down with alcohol. Make sure you wear gloves so there's no oil back on the item, and prepare for the next step. I've tried different things, different primers, and I found that this Autoborne Sealer really works, and it really sticks onto that plastic. So I'm using that first, and then again when I go back with my base white, I'm applying a little bit of that sealer into the paint and applying additional coats using the sealer and the base color. Make sure to water down your paint a little bit, especially if you're using that Autoborne Sealer, because it tends to get a little bit thicker after a while because it is spraying through the airbrush. It's kind of drying on the way to the controller. So by applying a little bit of water, it'll help you lay it down a little bit smoother without any gunk and stuff like that. Then after that, you want to just continue on with the regular process of painting your item, your controller, whatever it is you're painting. Just make sure you add a little bit of that Autoborne Sealer in each color and each layer that you're working on. If you're doing big pieces, you might want to lay another layer of Autoborne Sealer just to protect that first layer of color or artwork that you did before you apply another layer. As you can see, I'm finishing off the artwork, so I'm touching the controller a lot with my hands, so I'm applying a lot of oil that comes from my fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wipe down the entire controller with alcohol before I lay any type of clear or any type of sealer. So there you guys have it. So you can use any type of clear that you're comfortable using. Just going with the straight clear out of the spray can, and I applied about 4 different coats on there, of course allowing that to dry in between, and that's pretty much it. So before I even touch the controller, after that I allow it to dry at least a day and a half before I even send it off to get it assembled there. So yep, let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, let me know, and hopefully I'll try to answer them. See you in the next video. Bye.